Okay,
There we go.
All right.
it usually does it automatically.
Right.
Well, thank you all for coming to People Operations. Today's August 1st, 2022, it's 3 p.m. The agenda is, we're fortunate, it's rather light in terms of our instructional recommendations and our vacancies. Right now, we have 4 reading teachers, 3 reading teachers at Joy, 1 reading teacher at Denty. We have 2 kindergarten spots, 1 kindergarten at Ridge and 1 kindergarten at Denty. And we have a supported learning position at the high school that has been vacated. And there is a technology position at the high school that's vacated that we're looking to fill right now. But we're in a very good position. We always hear the speculation that individuals may be looking at employment elsewhere or moving, but we're tracking that and also we're keeping potential candidates in the back of our mind who might fill those. But we're in a very good spot. So I just want to assure you that when you hear things on the news like the shortages all around, really we've targeted with OLAS and through ads, we have been filling those spots.
So do you anticipate these being filled by school year?
I do,
Yeah.
absolutely do.
Good.
The reading positions are coming in slow. We have an interview scheduled this week. And as they come in, the first thing Shelley does in the morning when she comes in is checks OLAS, who applied for a position, and we get it out to the effective principals. And we've been doing interviews as streamlined as possible. We found last year that that's helpful. So we do, I call it the one and done. We have district level staff and building level staff together. So we can come out of those
Good.
interviews with decision making. So we're not bringing people back twice.
Mhm.
The other fortunate piece we have is that Utica University does what's called transitional B certificate. That's where an individual that has 4 years of college experience can apply for certification by joining a program. It's a master's level program, and they start that and get what's called a transitional B certificate, which is in effect 3 years of student teaching while under the guidance and mentorship of Utica University. Dick Moon heads up that program. We worked with Mr. Moon for many years on student teacher placements, and he has seen a great deal of success from the transitional B certificate program.
You're saying transitional B?
B as in
yeah.
boy, yes. But it's a great way for professionals or anyone who's graduated college with a 4-year degree to join the ranks of the teachers. So it's very encouraging.
So they get 3 years of student teaching, but they're doing it here in our school district.
Correct. They're certificated, so they have the ability to be employed. And they're going through a very rigorous master's degree program that will ultimately land them with a master's in education and give them a professional certificate. That's fine. So I don't want to discount it by saying it's student teaching, but it's similar to the student teaching experience.
Okay.
But there's seminars and other pieces. It's a rigorous program. So we're in a good spot. You will continue to see those positions on our upcoming agendas. And the one thing I wanted to make mention of is that you will also see extracurricular activities being added to the next agenda, at least for RFA. Those have to be done by the end of summer. The reason I have sat on those recommendations is we wanted to ensure that the stipend amounts reflected the RTA agreement. So we did not want to appoint those at the rate that expired at the end of 2022. We wanted to put that on the new rate schedule. So we've been working through that. I might as well mention at this time that you will also see an MOA at the next board meeting. I am unfortunately on vacation for this, but you will see an MOA at that meeting for the RTA and their curriculum rate to be agreed upon. It is something that is agreed upon contractually. And as we landed the contract with the teachers, the difficulty is is that in wrapping that up, it's a language wrap up. So it's at the end of the day, everything is put together as one piece. And this is hanging out with that. I needed to do an MOA to clean that up so we could pay those people. And it's something that we all agreed upon during negotiations. It's just that unless it's signed, the auditors and payroll will not push that through, and I have to make sure people get paid. So it's a very simple MOA. I just wanted to share with you. Not any questions? And Shelley takes copious notes. John, have you met Shelley?
Yeah.
Okay.
You mentioned that there weren't many updates. Is this, since this is my first people operations meeting, is this typical for summer months to have,
No.
just 3 or 4? No,
No, it's not.
this is lower than normal.
This is because we started hiring in May.
Oh, good.
So we started moving very quickly. And that was one of the goals as we work through negotiations, is to make sure that we can hire. We all agree that we need to be able to hire when the best candidates are out there.
Mm.
And we also don't want to take teachers out of the classrooms of other students. That's the worst thing to do, is to take a teacher in the end of August or the beginning of September and bring them here, because you're carrying a teacher away from a classroom.
Yeah.
If we can start hiring in May, we can target grads, and we can also target people that are moving.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of people moving to the area or move to the area through the spring, who then say, I'm ready to look for a position. So
Good.
we had a host of retirements at the secondary this year, 12, correct?
Mhm.
So that ended up mostly after the selection day process, mostly at Stroud with a couple at RFA, and we got it right out of the gate and we filled those positions.
Good.
So it's, in New York, we use what's called OLAS. It's powered by BOCES, and it's the standard. It's the Indeed of education. So most people go to OLAS, OLAS, and that's how you search for jobs. And then we target the specialties through things like different newspapers and areas, and also colleges and universities. So we've been very fortunate,
Yeah.
but this is just because we're aggressive in trying to fill positions now. Non-instructional vacancies, we continue to have food service vacancies. We just posted a slew of food service today. And we have some custodial vacancies that we're still looking to fill.
To clarify, I think we have one vote.
Oh.
They have a supported learning as a typist
Yes, they do.
and early childhood, their senior office specialist transferred up to RFA. And I believe Jody found a candidate today to replace down in early childhood, so. We're getting closer.
We're also waiting for grant approval because support learning may be through a grant.
Gotcha.
So I have someone who wins on that. So for other, bus dispatcher driver, what we are looking to do is to eliminate, we have a vacant driver position right now. We're looking to eliminate that driver and create a driver/dispatcher. The reason for that is we can then have someone do essentially a split shift, a 10 to 8 o'clock shift, where they would come in 10 a.m., work till 8, be around for the late runs and all the late runs that are going on. But it's also another driver that we have if we have any runs that need to be covered or we have any athletic trips. So we'll have someone scheduled later. It's a 10-hour. We have to have that as a 10-hour position. I know that sounds odd when generally we don't look at things like that, but transportation is a little bit different. And ultimately, the cost is negligible because it is state aidable. What was that, show?
It's like a close to like a $12,000 difference between just being a bus driver and being the bus driver dispatcher. But that's all aidable.
Yes, it is all aidable. And again, we will eliminate that driver's position before we create the driver/dispatcher, so we have no excessive drivers on the books. So that was an ask from Rob at Transportation.
So this is a 5-day job,
Yes, sir.
10 hours a day.
Questions? Communication specialist. Right now, we have two BOCES. We have Jill and Carl that work for the district. They both work here 3 days a week. I'm not sure, probably know Jill, she's around.
She's my neighbor.
You know Jill.
I know Jill.
And Jill does a great job, and Carl does a great job. You've seen a lot of things to the website. Carl's been working on that. But Peter is putting forward a request. I'm sure he'll speak more about this. He is looking to add a communication specialist, or what we used to call a public relations assistant. We had a public relations assistant up through, was it last spring? Last January.
January-ish, yeah.
She resigned, and we have not filled that position. In looking at some of the information coming out from schools and centralizing that, Peter's noticed a gap in some of the communications going out and some of the things being updated, and we don't have access to someone 5 days a week here in the district. We're fortunate that we have a good relationship with Jill and Carl. I emailed them on a Friday night to make sure something was taken care of, and it's done. They're great, but they're not necessarily always there. And I think they all will go the extra mile because they have the close ties to Rome. But Peter is looking to add a communication specialist or that public relations assistant. The reason I call it either or is because of how it is on civil service books. So we have public relations assistant. We don't have a communication specialist. So Shelley is the civil service expert and was looking through Oneida County, and we could not locate anything. So we may have to land on public relations assistant again. But it is on, we do have that position, it's just unfilled at this time. So.
And either title would be a tested position, so the person would be hired provisionally and have to take the test, so.
Next one is a great conversation. We talked a lot about this one, Elena. Mr. Nash, you were there for this one with the teacher aides and assistants. We are, I believe we had the green light before, but we want we just were looking to ensure that we have the green light on moving forward to develop an MOA for one-to-one teacher aides, so we can secure teacher aides working in the schools. We started the groundwork with that. Everyone's in agreement that this will get more, it will allow us access to non-certified individuals being in the classrooms, working with kids. The difference between a teacher aide and a teaching assistant is, of course, one, the certification process, and two, it costs us a great deal less for a teacher aide. Assistants can provide instruction, direct instruction for students, whereas aides cannot. So aides can work with students in a group-like classroom under the supervision of the teacher, which is conducive to an elementary setting, whereas as we have some students with more particular needs or in different environments, we may need teacher assistance. So we're just moving with the association on that, and hopefully have your blessing in working on that. It will provide greater opportunities for community members too, to join the ranks and potentially become certified.
Yeah, we do like having teacher aides, all right?
Yes,
Because we always see them being promoted during
exactly.
our thing, yeah.
So that's the benefit.
Gives you more flexibility, yeah.
Absolutely. And the aides allow us greater flexibility, especially if we're looking at kindergarten, having a teacher aide in kindergarten is a benefit.
Mhm.
So most schools do that. We are just heavy with teaching assistants. And you will see those appointments towards the end of August, because that's when we'll be concentrating on making sure our teaching assistant positions are staffed. So. And last but not least, I just wanted to have one more ask from Mr. Mezza. You know, Mr. Mezza is always gonna ask Mr. Nash. He's looking at the potential of an assistant purchasing agent. Right now, we have a BOCES person 3 days a week. So it does leave us in a hole. So we would not need to use the BOCES service if we can employ the individual, but he's hoping to streamline the business office and bring on an assistant purchasing agent upstairs. So
Can we talk about this? before? I feel like we talked about this.
we always talk about the business department.
With this, yeah.
I think they mentioned it during the needs and wants.
Was there a need one?
I think it was in the needs and wants conversation with the full board
Mhm.
last year.
Yes, when we were at RFA.
Yes.
Okay.
And again, it's a civil service position. So. Any questions about that?
So we're just looking at it right now.
So the last thing I wanted to share, there is one item I wanted for executive. I wanted just to discuss a potential salary for a hire with everyone. But I wanted to share some tentative dates. And the time is up in the air. I think that we have to decide what time. I just had this put down. I'm sorry. What time works for you? Or for everyone?
I work 7 to 3, so after 3 is
Okay.
best for me.
Okay, perfect.
But I mean, I can't,
Would you like to do 3:30?
well, how does 9 AM work for everybody else? Because if I'm the only one that's the admin, I can make.
I
9
can't see
o'clock
Kelly and
happen.
Chad. Being convenient for them.
Yeah, I'm flexible, but yeah, if it's easier for you later in the day, I can make that work as well. And Kelly is, yeah, typically busy during the day.
Oh, I'm sorry then, because in our initial conversation, I thought that folks wanted to do the day. That's fine.
I mean,
I wasn't
mean,
sure.
Yeah, I'm always working at 9 AM, so.
We're always here, so,
So after 3 is best for me. If after 5 or something is best for you guys, I can do that.
Yeah.
And just get off work at 3. So
Mhm.
anytime after 3, I'm good.
okay.
That
And you
works
guys
for
work till
you.
typically what time, Sean? 4:30?
We work 7:30 to 4, but I'm.
You're working-
I know you're
I'm
flexible. yeah.
We can do after 4, that's fine. You know, if you want to do it right after you guys get off work, so you can just go into it and go home, that's fine.
3:00 is fine.
Yeah.
I mean, 3:00.
I think I'd
works
rather do
for
it at
us
3
too.
than 4. If I was them, that's what I would want.
Would
I know,
three
yeah,
work for
do it
you?
right at the end of your day.
Yeah, instead of staying over.
Kelly has a kindergarten?
No.
No,
Oh,
No.
sorry.
That's Cassie? Is that Cassie?
Cassie, well, no, I don't think Cassie's are in school yet either.
Yeah,
You
Cassie's
and her,
will be
both
going
your
in-
Kids aren't in school yet, right?
yeah.
Cassie's will be going into kindergarten.
This
That's
year,
what-
Yeah.
Gotcha, okay,
yeah, Kelly doesn't have
okay.
that,
do it
yeah, little.
3:15.
She's got I think she's got somebody,
She's got,
Bridgeville.
yeah, she's got one in Stroud, and I think she's got one in.
Yeah, I don't know what grade, but
In the notes, would we like to propose 3:15 on these dates?
3:15 is
Sure.
fine with me.
Monday, those are Mondays.
We're on Monday.
They're all Mondays and they all precede board meetings.
There might be 1 or 2 Tuesdays in there only because of the different holidays, like Columbus Day. is the
Okay,
10th,
so
So I
right-
think that's the 11th. I made it the
so it'd be the
11th.
Monday between, well, before the next board meeting.
What I wanted to do was, when Shelley and I spoke about it, we wanted to do it prior to when the draft agenda went out. So this will give us at least time before the draft agenda goes out.
So we can get stuff on.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and then that way we can have a conversation, and if
Yeah.
there's something that we don't want to put on that draft, then it's not going to appear.
Yeah.
And this will work for
Okay.
me, definitely. So-
I'm flexible and I'm not officially on the committee, so it doesn't, so I'm good either way.
3 o'clock?
No, 3:15 is better for me.
3:15? Okay.
Can you just include the times in the minutes?
Yeah, can I steal back the sheet? I can-
There you go, Sean.
Put it in there and
Thank you, Sean.
then I can book the room and we can actually get these sent out to everybody. So it. And Kelly, the
Mhm.
person. I'll send it out to all the board. But
Thank you, Sean.
yeah, thank you.
I hope you have a good day.
Thanks.
And the last one is 23, so.
Don't I type a 22? I tried to catch.
The
that.
very end.
Oh,
just
the last one.
Yeah, you were doing so good
I
too.
was too. Turn it off.
You guys do Excel like Dave.
So close. Oh, I don't like Excel. I'm an access person. Thank you, everybody.
Shall we-
See ya.
We don't have anyone on, so I'm going to end this.
Okay.